Hey everyone, Chris Johnson with Money Morning. I'm going to talk about Super Microcomputer Incorporated, ticker symbol SMCI, for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Investors woke up asking themselves what is going on Tuesday morning. The stock was down 10% in pre-market activity. It all comes down to one simple headline that I see as part of the growth process of an AI stock like Super Microcomputer Incorporated. I'm going to walk through that, but most importantly, I'm going to walk you through the stock's price chart because it has some key trigger prices that investors are reacting to from a psychological perspective. That's all, and it makes it simple to dissect where this stock is going. Stick with me for the next 5 or 10 minutes. It'll be well worth your time. Okay, so investors woke up Tuesday morning to the headlines that SMCI shares were trading down 10%, and that is even before the markets opened. A lot of people asking, what's going on here? Why should I be selling the stock, or is this a buying opportunity? I think it's the latter, and it comes down to a simple explanation. This is part of the life cycle of a stock. What I'm talking about are the headlines that were reported that SMCI had decided to offer 2 million shares into the market. So they're going to underwrite, Goldman Sachs is going to underwrite a new offering of 2 million shares. Now, a lot of people will look at that and say that that is diluting the existing shares that are out there, and they're exactly right. But there's also a catch here. I talk about these AI discovery names. Part of the life cycle of a stock, a relatively new company like Super Microcomputer Incorporated, is raising capital so that they can put it back into their business model, grow revenue, grow earnings per share, and continue that life cycle on. And that's exactly what's happening. Super Microcomputer Incorporated is going to take that money that they raise from the sale of those shares and plug it back into their business. Now, something also happened here. On Monday, it was the first day the stock traded in the S&P 500, and the company was presenting at the Nvidia conference that everybody was watching for headlines coming from. So a lot of people expecting good news for SMCI, and instead you got the reverse. And I think this is just a continuation of the profit taking that we've seen from the highs above 1,200. Let's look at the chart because this is going to be telling, and it ends up with my target on where the stock is going in just a minute. So what we've seen year to date is a company that is up 200%, and that is after a 30% pullback from those highs right around 1,200. What's happened in between the beginning of the year and now? Well, January, we saw the company come out and beat earnings. Earnings per share and revenue were out of this world, and that caused that initial rally that took the stock from down around $400, a little bit less, to $1,000 a share. That's an important number to remember. 1,000 represents a huge psychological level. It doesn't matter if it's a company like SMCI, IBM, any company. Whenever they hit a number with more zeros after it, it sets off a little bit of a psychological alarm. And investors usually take that and they say, hey, I'm going to sell, take some of these profits from owning it way down here. That's exactly what we saw. 35% pullback in the stock, and I actually did a video back on when that happened and said, hey, this is a great time to buy the stock, and it paid off. Not only did you have that short-term 20-day moving average telling you that possibly we'd have a technical support level that would kick in, but also another round number with 700. So from that point, another big thing happened, and on March 1st, it was announced that the company was joining the S&P 500. Now that drives some big money into the company, and I don't think it's done moving there. It also garnered the attention of Wall Street. Not only did we see after this earnings report, analysts come out and start to upgrade the stock, but after the inclusion in the S&P 500, Bank of America and a few other big banks came out and said, yep, we want to be owners of this stock. That's important. I talk about AI discovery companies, which SMCI is one of them, for a reason. Very few analysts cover the stock right now. 50 analysts cover Nvidia. There are about 6 that are covering SMCI right now. So lots of analysts are going to come in and discover the stock, and that is just going to drive more Main Street investors like you and I into it, driving the price even higher. So as I mentioned, we've seen a little bit of a profit-taking event here after the stock hit 1,200, pulled back to 900. Now we've got that headline of the company selling those 2 million shares, and I think it was perfectly timed because They were coming off of that Nvidia conference and the inclusion in the S&P 500. This is seen as a delusion of the shares, but at the same time, get that news out there while the headlines in general are very positive. So I think it was well timed by management. From here, right around $900, we may see a little more action lower than this, but I think this is a great opportunity because of that round number to look and say, hey, it's a good buying opportunity from here. The stock takes out that $1,000 level again and then hits the $1,200. My target is going to be $1,500, and I've already done a video explaining that. Check it out if you haven't already. I think we hit that number before the July earnings report. That's another big thing that's coming up. April 30th is the next earnings report from SMCI. And I think contrary to this and this type of move where we see profit taking and selling on headlines, sell the news, you're going to see a buy the rumor rally that's going to drive the price higher because there are way too many people out there that are thinking they're going to miss out on bigger opportunities with Super Microcomputer Incorporated. That's the psychology of a discovery stock like this. So let's wrap it up real quickly. The stock is up 220%, and that's after a 30% pullback from that $1,200 level that we saw as the high for the stock. In addition, you're seeing the analysts that are coming on board and recommending that their clients buy SMCI shares and raising their target price. That's part of that sentiment trade that's going to drive the price higher. And most importantly, these price triggers that are psychological levels for investors. Once we see this next support level, I think that happens at 900. Worst case, you could pull back to 750. You're going to see investors coming in and feeling like they're going to miss out if they don't get in on SMCI, which drives that buy the rumor rally right into April 30th. We could see some headwinds from the market because I think we're due for a slight correction. But in the end, I think SMCI has much larger tailwinds driving the stock higher. My target's $1,500. I think we could hit that before July 30th. That's it. Great story on SMCI, the psychology behind the move, as well as the price targets. I hope you use the information well. I hope you like and subscribe to this video and the channel. And I wish you the best trading success. Have a great day.